Good evening, ladies, and we welcome you to this session this evening. We'd like you to thank you for joining us, and I would like to introduce our cast of characters for this evening. Our receptionist slash practitioner, Patricia Cermak, our patient, Millie Holzer. Nurse Molly membership is being played by Molly Tharp, Dr. Expansion by myself. Our practitioners are Sarah Thompson, Jeannie Bennett, Michelle Meniscus, and Debbie Cantor. We're off to the doctor's office.
Miss DKG Ohio, Dr. Expansion has asked me to get your televisit set up. Are you able to see and hear me all right?
Pretty good, thank you.
Great. The nurse will be with you shortly to get some information from you.
Okay.
Ms. DKG Ohio, I'm Nurse Molly membership. Can you tell me your reason for your visit today?
Well, I seem to be suffering from the 3Ds, declining membership, dissolving chapters, and difficulty filling the leadership positions, and I just don't feel well.
Well, let's get started because it seems like you have quite a problem. First, I want to thank you for sending your vitals to us for this televisit. I got your weight, and I see that your weight is declining due to lack of membership. And then your blood pressure. It is so high from stressing over chapter losses. And your blood type is ABO. A reflects your attitude. B says you believe and want to belong and build. And O shows you're looking for opportunities to gain new members. I'll let the doctor know you are ready. I'll send for her. Dr. Expansion.
I'm Dr. Expansion. Nurse Molly has informed me of your vitals. Could you share with me what has brought you here today?
Well, I just don't feel well. We're having declining membership and dissolving chapters and difficulty filling the leadership positions. I'm in a mess.
Oh, it sounds like it. That doesn't sound too good. I'm going to ask Nurse Molly to come back in and complete a few tests. We have a very comprehensive practice here with numerous practitioners on staff, and hopefully we can give you some answers to your problems.
Oh, I hope so, because I'm feeling miserable.
Nurse Molly, I need the following tests run with intervention if necessary. First, a listening vision test. Next, a strength weakness test, then an active complacent test, and a leadership communication test. Please make sure any necessary interventions are given.
Yes, doctor. Our first test is listening and vision. Now I'm going to say a sentence, Miss DKG, and I would like for you to repeat that sentence for me.
Okay.
DKG is important to me.
ABCs are important to know.
Okay, let's try this one. I'm going to show you my sentence, and then I would like for you to read it to me. There is my sentence.
DEF is important to everyone.
Okay, thank you. Well, you know, it seems you're having a little bit of trouble with this test, and I'm going to ask one of our practitioners to come in and to help you with this. Practitioner Sarah, would you be able to help us with this problem?
I think so. Let me show you a quick video. Maybe watching a video will help you better. I'm going to share my screen and we can all watch it together.
Thank you. Miss DKG, I hope that you were listening and your listening had improved and your vision was very good, because practitioner Sarah had some wonderful ideas for you. Well, let's try our next test. This test is for strength and weaknesses. And I know we provided you with a band. I would like for you to stretch it as far as you can. Could you try one more time? Oh my. Well, let's see. It wasn't a very easy task for you to perform. So I'm going to ask another one of our practitioners, practitioner Jeannie, to come in and go over some things that might help you to gain strength and get rid of those weaknesses.
Good morning, Ms. DKG.
Good morning.
It's good to see you again. And I'm looking at your symptoms, and it seems you have been struggling with dissolving chapters and low membership. However, I do see that you have lots of strengths, like engaging educators in fellowship, honoring women educators, advancing professional interests. You support desirable legislation. You endow scholarships and grants. You stimulate personal and professional growth and inform members of current events. What is there not to like on there, Ms. DKG? Let's talk about strengthening chapters. And our first item is communication. I'm going to ask you some questions. I'd like you to ponder them now and later, and we'll see if we can get you some help. The first topic is communication. Do you remind all members of events and meetings? Do you communicate with members in multiple ways, like texting, emails, snail mail? And do you have a phone tree for telling everybody about meetings and for gathering and sharing information? Have you ever sent birthday greetings to members? Assign a committee to send cards for holidays and special events. And be sure to include the reserve members and those in nursing homes or assisted living, because I know those people would be very, very happy to hear from you, Ms. DKG. Have you ever spotlighted members in the newsletter or at a meeting? Set up tables and have an evening of sharing hobbies like quilts, cakes, and travel, with samples and photos included. Have you ever publicized your chapter through projects that receive newspaper coverage? Call the newspaper for an event, large or small. Get your name out to the public and to other teachers in your area. And I've added one more to this, Ms. DKG. Do you visit and speak to college classes about the benefits of membership? This is a completely new avenue that you should be exploring. Take DKG brochures and membership applications and give them to the students, to the professors, and talk about your experience in DKG. Be sure to call the Dean of Education and see what you can get. That first one is communication with all members. Second, do you engage all members, not just a few? Do you offer benefits and services that they can't find anywhere else? I mean, where else can you go to share valuable knowledge and information with teachers from other schools? Do you promote personal and professional learning opportunities at both the state and international levels, such as workshops and conventions? Have you ever engaged a member to speak at your meetings? We tend to look on the outside for speakers. Let's find some from within. Engage all the members. Do you inform members about the many benefits of membership? Scholarships, insurance discounts, travel, publications, networking, and educational grants. Also, disaster relief. Have you ever asked members how they would like to contribute to your chapter? They may have some ideas that you have never thought of. So remember, you want to strengthen your chapters through communication and through engaging all members. Third, You need to nurture member relationships. And I think this is a very important one. It can be difficult, I think. Do you include a fellowship time that does not include a meal? Get members up and out of their seats and talking to other members. Do you plan for social events that do not include a meeting, like a picnic or even a trip? Gently encourage members to have an open mind to new ideas and to new members. Try to assign a group to reach out to members who have not attended for a while. They need to hear from you. Nurture all members. Do you provide extra support for your new members, like a mentor or a buddy? Have you ever held a meeting or an event at an assisted living center or nursing home where some members live, or just visit and play bingo with them? And I've added one more to this also, Ms. DKG. Do you encourage members to develop relationships outside of their own group or comfort zone? I think it's very important that members relate to many members in the group, not just the same ones every time. So remember, Ms. DKG, in order to strengthen chapters, and I know you've done many of these things before, communicate with all members, engage all members, nurture the relationships among members. And in summary, I believe that personal responsibility is very essential. And each member, I think, needs to be reminded that they are responsible for the success of the chapter. Each member is responsible for developing personal relationships outside of their comfort zone. And Ms. DKG, another way to keep your chapter going and growing is your own personal growth. Keep your life exciting and never stop learning. Good day, Ms. DKG. Good luck strengthening your chapter, and let me know some of your creative ideas. See you next time.
Miss DKG, practitioner Jeannie gave us so many good ideas to
Oh,
help
there's a
you
lot to
gain
ponder.
strength. Yes, you have to think about this. So let's go ahead and try our third test.
Okay.
It's the active and complacent test. And I would like for you to please follow my directions. Please touch your head. Okay, thank you. Please touch your ear. Okay, now your nose. You're doing well. Touch your mouth. Okay, well, you're having a few issues with this. And I have another one of our practitioners, practitioner Michelle, who's going to come in and work with you a little bit on this part of our test. Practitioner Michelle.
Michelle, you're muted.
We found practitioner Michelle.
Okay, can everyone hear me now? All right, Miss DKG Ohio, I have some exciting ideas for you to try and to get you back on track. Okay,
Okay.
I'm going to share some of the ideas from one chapter, my chapter that I'm very proud of. Alpha Xi chapter actually followed the DKG International Membership Plan to gain 17 new members in 4 years. So we're very proud of that, and we want to pass on some of those ideas. So what we did was we followed the membership committee, or actually the membership committee met and came up with a plan using the DKG membership plan, which is found on the international website. We asked members to write down names of potential members, and that was on the DKG prospect card that you can also find on the international website. Members shared information about each potential member and why they would be a valued part of our chapter. We voted on the list of potential members, and the person who nominated that person for membership reached out to them with our information and a small token. The membership chair or an officer contacted the nominated person and invited them to a social event. The event included a social time, presentation of Pride in the Big Picture, which can also be found on the international website, sharing of the value of membership by members, games, and more social time, and of course, yummy food. The night ended with the member sitting down with each nominated person and offering them membership. The membership paperwork was available, and potential members who could not attend were called and met with individually. So we want you to know that we suggest you first, Ms. DKG Ohio, have a plan set in place. Have a theme to encourage current members to rally around. Make it fun and inviting to members and potential members. And make it personal. Everyone should share just what DKG means to them. And I would like to share with you some of the pictures from our events. And you'll notice there's lots of yummy food always. This is our Alpha Chi's chocolate tea. So we had different kinds of teas and wonderful chocolate. And this, we took advantage of the leap year, and on leap day, we had leap into Alpha Xi, excuse me, and we played games and we had fun activities. And you can see, if you look at the pictures closely, we have potential members and members sitting next to each other, and they were able to share about our chapter and why they value it while they were playing games and having fun. And these are more pictures from that night. More yummy food. You can see all the big smiles. And that is some suggestions for you, Miss DKG Ohio. And I hope that it can get you back on track and get you excited about getting some new members. So thank you.
Thank you.
Practitioner Michelle gave us some very good ideas on getting back on track. We hope that you will consider them, Miss DKG Ohio. Well, we have another test that we would like to do. This is for leadership and communication. Do you remember the song, since you are so musical, the Hokey Pokey?
Oh, yes.
Oh, would you sing it and do some of the motions in the song for us?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You put your elbows up, you put your elbows down, you put your elbows up and you shake them all around. Oh, wait a minute. I think that's the Funky Chicken. Oh, that isn't Hokey Pokey, is it?
No,
Oh.
it wasn't, but it could be a new version. But you were having a little difficulty with that test. So we're going to ask another practitioner, Pat, who has experience in leadership and communication, to come in and work with you. Practitioner Pat.
Thank you, Nurse Molly. I admire three very intelligent beings: Charlie Brown, Lucy, and of course, you can't leave out Snoopy. And just like them, leadership and communication go hand in hand. As educators, you have been leading and communicating for years. Now, all you have to do is transfer it from the classroom to our chapters. So let's take a look at how Charlie, Lucy, and Snoopy do this. Charlie has perseverance. We can't just sit around hoping things will get better. We have to put in the work, take a risk or two, and know that sometimes we may fail but we may also have fun. We need to take risks, which brings up another characteristic of a leader. We need to have courage. Sometimes courage just means doing something different. Listen to the voice in your head and do what is right for you and your organization. Sometimes it doesn't make you popular, but if it is right, that is what is important. As you know, Lucy proves to Charlie all the time that he can't kick a football, but he keeps trying because Charlie has perseverance. Visualize the goal, make a list of what you wish to do, work with others, and be positive and keep trying, just like Charlie Brown trying to kick that football. To be a leader, you also have to have presence. Be like Lucy. Look and act like you know what you are doing. Stand up tall, hold your head up, and be cool. Even if you don't feel cool, at least look that way. You can look that way by being prepared. Know what you want to accomplish. If you are prepared, you will be calm, take a deep breath, look at people in the eyes, and you will appear confident and an expert. Talk loud to command attention and give your voice energy and enthusiasm. You can also show your presence by being friendly. Speak to people and use words they understand. Be like Lucy with your presence. You can learn to do this by your physical habits. You know, people may never remember what you say, but they will remember how you make them feel. So now let's take a look at Snoopy. Snoopy teaches us about communication because dogs know how to speak. First, you need to know your audience and their interests. Find out what method each of your chapter members like to see for communication. You know all the methods: phone, hard copy, in person, email, and text. Use whatever method or methods that make your members feel good. And once you have determined those methods you will use, keep the following in mind. Communicate like you are having a conversation. Avoid formal words and phrases. Use short sentences, words, and paragraphs. And remember, people listen at a 25%, people listen at a 25% comprehension rate, which really means they forget 75% of what is said. So keep important points front and center. Describe what to do. Tell the benefits of your idea and end strong by including a strong action plan. Part of communication is listening. Pay attention. Look at people in the eyes. Notice what isn't being said, their body language, maybe the tension of their mouth. And be open-minded. Listen, learn, and try to change. And remember to be silent unless you are asking an open-ended question to get information and details. 85% of what you learn is by listening. So sum up the conversation so all sides know and understand. A leader has many characteristics: perseverance, communication, listening, inspiration, acceptance of differences, loyalty, teamwork, and so on. But most importantly, we need to remember we are all different and we do things in different ways. No one should expect others to do things like they do, and no one should try to be a clone of another person. And therefore, I ask you to remember, I am me, you are you, and never the same will we be. I am me, and you are you, and never the same will we be.
Ms. DKG Ohio, we will never look at Charlie and Lucy and Snoopy in the same way again. Excuse me. Dr. Expansion, I've completed the test you asked for, along with a intervention. I think our member has membership atosis.
Well, Miss DKG Ohio, results of your test show you have membership otosis.
Well, what is that? Is there a pill for it? Is it fatal?
It's not fatal,
Oh,
and
good.
I'm not sure that there's even a pill for it. It's the result of not closely monitoring your members or the dissolution of your chapters and the difficulty you're having with leadership. It can be serious, but it can be fixed. If you were listening very closely to our practitioners, you will know what you need to do. We have the additional practitioner, Debbie, who will provide you with your prescription for rehab, reconnection, and recommitment, which will re-energize your membership and chapters. Debbie, would you meet with Miss DKG Ohio, please?
I would be delighted. So, Miss DKG Ohio, you have been diagnosed with membership atosis.
Oh,
Well, as your pharmacist, I would like to show you how to navigate the website for your prescriptions. Just give me a moment to see if I can share the screen. All right, the first thing you need to know is the website address. It's www.dkg.org. To navigate this website, you will need your member number. Now, if you don't know your member number, you can contact your chapter treasurer and she will provide it for you. Also, if this is your first time using this, the password is, and this is something I'll put in the chat later, DKG2014 Society. You will need to change this at some point when you are feeling more familiar with your prescriptions. All right, I will use my username and password and we will get started. All right, if you see along the top, there's a tab marked Resources. Under Resources, you can go to Chapter Tools. Look at all the prescriptions available to you under Chapter Tools. You have a new member kit that will help your new members get acclimated to your chapter. You have chapter strengthening tips to help your members that you currently have. The membership plan that practitioner Michelle talked about is also included here. There's a section on keeping new members engaged, a chapter leader's calendar, and guidelines for chapter leaders. Also, as an added prescription, you have best chapter projects, fundraising ideas, and helping new teachers. Now, if we go back to resources, and I know this is a lot of information, so just be patient. If you go back to resources, go to brochures and flyers, all kinds of things you can print out to help your members. This one, A Journey for Life, is a trifold pamphlet. There's a lot of information about DKG and what it has to offer to members. And of course, you can see, I don't want to overwhelm you, but there are many, many resources here. Going back to resources once again. I'm trying to find it. I just lost it. Oh, here we go. Videos, PowerPoints, and templates. There's videos, PowerPoints, and templates, and you can see all of the things, all of the prescriptions available to you. Membership training, orientation, reorientation. It does make the mind boggle just a little bit, doesn't it? At this time, I will turn you back over to Dr. Expansion. And just remember, I'm here for you anytime you need help.
Thank you, Debbie. That was a great deal of useful information. Ms. DKG Ohio, I just sent your prescription and next appointment for 6 months from now. Did you receive it? And do you feel that this has helped you?
Yes, I have this prescription right here that says, implement the advice of Dr. Expansion and the practitioners. DKG website is better than WebMD. And the follow-up appointment is in 6 months at the executive board.
Great. I'm glad you received that. And I'm glad that you are feeling much better.
Oh, yes.
Good. Ladies, this ends our session and we're ready. I'm going to turn it back over to Debbie for the questions and question and answer period. And we will be going through the chat room looking at your questions.
Okay, it looks like we had a question about getting copies of these screenshots and Sarah's video. We can make those available to Eileen and she can put those on the website. I'm not sure what the folder will look like or what we'll name it, but we'll get that out to you as soon as I get with Eileen. Also a question, well, not as actually question. Sarah has put the website and the temporary password in chat for you if you want that. And I believe she also included the OSO chapter resources document, which is also on the website. I know we've given you a lot of information tonight. Okay, username is your DKG identification number, and it says it's located on your card. Now, we don't get cards anymore. So you can go on the website to get a card, but you can't get the card unless you have your number. So that's why you have to get it from your chapter treasurer so you can get on there and you can print your card if you would like. Molly has a question about what strategies have different chapters used to have different people step up to be officers. Is there anyone that can take that question? Because I'm going to be honest right now, and my chapter is struggling with that. Our chapter president right now was chapter president last biennium. So can anyone jump in and take that question?
One thing that we did, and I don't know that it is that we have offered, or at least I have offered, to work with people who feel uncomfortable to try and help them through. And that seems to help and make them feel better about accepting a leadership role. And I think mentors of those folks, especially with people who have had those particular offices before, is very helpful to someone who's new and not 100% comfortable with the role.
Okay. Barbara Smith has put a note on here. If you've kept your membership card from before, your number is on that. I think the last one I received was from 2015. I think that's the last time I received a card, and I keep it in my billfold.
I think another thing you need to remember about membership or about people assuming offices is that you have to spread out the work. I just talked to a chapter that folded this year, and I said to the president, I said, I felt being president was the easiest job. And she said, well, I don't know. I had to do this and this and this and this. And I said, you need to spread the work out. Your president should not be expected to do the yearbook, to do the programming, to do everything, to do the newsletter. And that needs to be spread out amongst the group. The other thing is too, remember, you don't always have to, you don't need to have a second vice president. You can combine your recording secretary and your corresponding secretary also. So sometimes that helps.
Thanks, Pat.
You're welcome.
We also have a question. Will this program be on YouTube? I know all of our breakout sessions will eventually be posted when they're all finished. We have one Thursday and we have one Tuesday and next Thursday, and they'll be finished. So they will all be posted at that time. We have a question from Kathy Adams. How do you deal with members who do not want to change or lead? We are stagnant and not bringing in new members. Who would like to take that question? I don't want to do all the talking.
I will. One of the things we found in our chapter is from the day someone becomes a member in our chapter. Pardon?
Go ahead, Barbara. That was somebody's phone.
Okay.
It's mine, I'm sorry.
From the day one that someone becomes a member in our chapter, they are put on a committee. It could be a social committee or any kind of a committee. And then we keep following through with that. After they've been on a committee or two, and they become a chairman. And then they're not just all of a sudden, okay, we need a president who will step up. These people have been through all the different, or many of the different committees. They've had a chance to lead a committee perhaps, and it's just kind of a natural progression into being an officer.
Good idea.
Thank you.
I agree with Barbara. If you don't involve the members, and I have actually had members tell me this, members who walked away and said, I wasn't involved. I didn't feel like I had a role to play. And yes, a group of you, the executive board or whatever, needs to sit down and determine, no, you're not going to overload this person, but you're going to get them started with something. I had one member tell me, oh, she told her communications committee, don't worry about it. They won't ask you to do anything. No, if you're going to, that is a totally wrong idea. If people are going to join something, they feel like they have something to offer, and you need to find out what that is and make it very important to your chapter.
Thank you, Jane.
Along with what Jane said is also too, when you ask someone to do something on a committee, again, it's totally wrong to say, well, just get on the committee, you have to do anything. Well, then why should they be on the committee? And if it's a hard job, they need to know that from the beginning. So there are no surprises and they say, well, wow, they didn't tell me I had to do all of this, because that discourages anybody they talk to.
Yeah, thank you, Barbara. Yeah.
Okay, and I'm back. And I think that you need to take time as early as possible when these new members come on board to get those committees together. There needs to be a plan, goals, descriptions, whatever. I know that our president has worked very hard to get a better description for what the jobs of each committee are, but those people need to be gathered, however, over coffee, a Zoom, whatever's going on, and work out some goals, some plans. What do the people need? Maybe they need to do a 3 or 4 question survey of the members to find out what is expected. I don't, of that committee to do, but somehow those people need to gel as early as possible before the their um, responsibility in the DKG biennium begins.
Hi, my name is Teresa Gerbath. I'm the co-president of Gamma Theta in Lake County, Ohio. And I agree so much with all of the suggestions that have been brought up. When I first started, what helped me, I think this is my 11th year. I'm very good friends with a lot of the ladies. And then through the relationships that we've built, then they brought me in. So I did exactly that. They're like, hey, Teresa, you have a background. Can you do this for us? Hey, can you do this for us? And then the next thing you know, they're like, hey, this is the next role. We need a co-president. So my girlfriend and I said, sure, we would love to do it together. And I think that what's really unique about Gamma Theta right now is that we have I think that we're mostly an active teaching board with a lot of support from past leadership, a lot of support. So that's really been making it very successful. And so that's what I wanted to let you all know. But yeah, all of these suggestions are very true. And I feel like, just keeping those lines of communication open and just fostering those friendships first, because if you have those friendships, you can build anything on that. And then what happens is you remember where the fun's at, like what you did with the skit and everything. It's just having fun and keeping it light and remembering why you want to be with one another. And that just carries the group. Thank you for listening.
Thank you,
Thank
Teresa.
you.
We appreciate that.
And I think you have to remember that it doesn't always have to be done the same way. The worst thing you can do is to say, that's how we've always done it. Maybe there's a new way to do it. And don't overwhelm your chapter with committees. Use the committees that suit your chapter. There's nothing that says you have to have every single committee.
Thanks, Pat. I know Kim is on, but she is having some technical difficulties. So she put something in the chat back to when we were talking about being a leader. Say to a member, I would really love for you to experience state meetings. Like, I think once you get someone to convention, I mean, when the first time I went, it was like the state convention bug bit me. I've been every year since. I just wanted to go. I enjoyed it. But also executive board meetings she has on here. Chapter presidents are invited to attend. So could you volunteer for this position this year? We will all help you succeed, and we would love to hear your perspectives. So that's another good idea. I like that. We will all help you succeed. So they don't feel like that it's all their responsibility, as Pat said before too. Don't dump everything on the president. If everybody takes one little job or two little jobs, it's not so overwhelming. And the president really is just the person that pulls it all together. Molly had another question. What are some things done to re-energize veteran members? Does anyone like to take that answer or have a suggestion?
Maybe it can be done through a special program at a chapter meeting. We've had some meetings in our chapter that really got people going, got people thinking. And we had one where we brought in when former President Bauer started the foster program and encouraged that, she and Debbie. We had a foster parent come in and speak with our chapter about what it's like to foster a child. And she had some really fabulous experiences. And she talked about how many children she had fostered and so forth. And they even had a child who was going to be 18, but he wanted to be adopted by them before he turned 18. And they helped him through. He went to a technical school. It was just a phenomenal success story that I think it kind of energized our group and got us going and working toward looking at that program and helping them in our county. Or it can be something social that helps to reinvigorate. We had a member that did trips, and she invited members to go on these trips, which would be to like a dinner theater before COVID. And we had a number of members that would go on those trips and had a phenomenal time, and it kind of got everybody juices flowing again.
And I think sometimes you will find that you're really surprised when a person gets involved. I remember a person in our chapter, we did a program on your collections. And this person had come to every meeting, hardly ever participated, never responded to anything, but she decided she was going to share her collection. And little did we know, she had a fabulous collection of zebras. And she told us about these zebras and who gave them to her and what they meant to her. And we sat and laughed and laughed and laughed. And it was a surprise to all of us that she had this to share. Sometimes you just need to go to a person and speak to them directly one-on-one and encourage them to get involved. And if you know a little bit about them, it also helps to say to them, you know, I know that you can do this, and I would really appreciate your help.
When I was membership chairman for Gamma Nu, I had our chapter fill out at the beginning of the year surveys, and they had like 10 or 12 questions about them. And then every time that we met, I would highlight one of the people and I would read their different survey questions results. And then at the end, the people who were there at our meeting would have to try and guess who that person was. And sometimes they would guess, sometimes they wouldn't. And that would be the featured person for that month event. And then I would also have a special something for that person. And it was really a lot of fun because we would find out some background information about that person that people wouldn't know, like their favorite foods or their favorite music. And it was always a fun thing to do because there were a lot of things that maybe we didn't know about that particular member that were highlighted based on those questions. So that was something, a fun event that we would do every single month. And again, it highlighted the different members within our organization. And again, it was just a fun way, something that I would do every month as, again, the membership chair.
Thank you, Melody.
Great idea.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think that's it.
That is a great idea, Melody, because the bottom line is we're about relationships. That's how we keep each other engaged. And just think about that and whatever you have to do to make that happen.
And your members have to feel valued. I mean, that they whether they participate or not, they have to feel like they are an important part of your organization.
I think we had another question. Someone was talking. Go ahead.
Mary Lou.
Mary Lou, go ahead.
First of all, are we still working on or have part of our program as the foster parent program? I haven't heard anything recently about that. Is the organization still going to carry on with this, or are we putting it to rest?
We are putting it to rest with the end of Diana's biennium, and we will be chartering a new course.
Okay. And then my group is in Geauga County. We're a very small group, but boy, our members hang in there. And one of the things that we do, one of our ladies is a knitter, and to have a social time in between the monthly meetings, she invites people to her home. It's centrally located to everyone, and anyone who wants to learn how to knit or wants to come and sit and knit or repair. Some people are bringing clothing that needs hemming or mending. But it's just a time where we sit, there's 8, 10, 12 of us that sit around in her large living room. And it just is one way that we keep our ladies connected with each other.
Awesome. It's great.
One thing our
Especially during this
chapter
pandemic.
does, sorry.
Go ahead, Joyce. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Our chapter does, and our members, our regular members who attend quite often really appreciate it. Every time they attend a meeting, they drop their name in the box. And since we've been doing Zoom meetings, I'm dropping their names in the box, and they're going to get credit for every one of these they attend and for attending the convention. And then in May, when we have our May meeting, we will draw a name and we pay that person's membership for the next year. So the more
Awesome.
often you attend,
Nice idea.
the more you get your name in the box. So
That is great. Can I put my name in your box?
you have to come to our meetings.
Oh, okay.
I'll send you a Zoom invitation.
Okay. Karen, do you have anything else or anyone else from the membership or expansion? I don't want.
I don't have anything else.
Okay.
I would like to make a comment.
Okay.
It's Molly.
Go ahead, Molly. Nurse Molly.
You know, we are a team. Our chapters are our team. The state is our team. And as I tell the athletes, when I give an out award each year to seniors, there is no I in team. We need to all work together, be there for each other and understand each other's differences and accept them. And it makes for a wonderful chapter and a life. Thank you.
Thanks to everybody for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it.
It was wonderful.
It's been fun with the membership and expansion working together. I've really enjoyed it.
I have too, Debbie.
So have I.
Me too.
Me too.
Thanks, Sarah, for representing.
You're welcome. Linda, do you want to close out, Linda?
Sure. I want to thank all of you ladies. This was so much fun. And it's something we really, really needed to hear because with COVID, I think we all need to regroup and start growing again. I think we've all been kind of stagnant. We've been Zooming when we can and doing what we can, but it's time to get rolling again. And this was a wonderful pep talk and informative and resources that we can use. And we thank you so much, both the membership committee and the expansion committee. You did a wonderful job. We enjoyed your skit. Millie, you need to go into acting. You're a lot of fun. You really are. And if you have not signed in, make sure you go to chat, type your first and last name and your chapter name and send it to everyone so you get credit for your attendance here. Your chapter gets credit. So make sure you do that. There's also still time to sign up for Thursday's session, and that one's called How to Look Like $1 Million on a Thrift Store Budget. And that's being put on by Bev Babbard from Delta Theta chapter. And you can find that link in that e-blast that Kathy Tenney set out over the weekend, or it's on the state website. And that's all we have. And if no one has anything else to share, just have a lovely evening and thank you for being with us tonight. Good night.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Take care.
Bye, everybody.
There were 71. I'm waiting till it dies down. Diana.
Yes.
How's your article coming along?
I have a great article. Linda, did you send yours?
I haven't yet. There was something else I needed to change on it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Actually, she did a really good job of summarizing the entire convention. So I am just going to add a paragraph at the beginning with that. I haven't started it yet, but it shouldn't take me too long. I've got something for biennial seminar.
I was gonna ask about that because I haven't gotten anything.
That's fine. We're getting it ready. We're not going to put it in the Voice. We're going to do a e-blast on Monday, May 3rd, because we're afraid there's so much in.
You think?
Yeah.
Wait till you
There's-
see my article.
I know. It's like me sending an article. She can't shut up.
Oh dear, it's gonna be
I know.
another long one.
It's a long
That's
one.
why mine will
I'll
be just
send it
as-
as soon as this is over.
Well, I'm
be a-
not gonna work on it tonight then.
So we felt, I mean, because what we have is the complete outline for the biennial summer. We're just afraid it's going to get lost in there and then no one will. So we thought the e-blast, but we do have a little blurb that there is an e-blast coming
Okay.
for release on May the 3rd. So I'll send that to you. I just needed to get the committees okay. That's what I'm waiting on. So
Okay, well, then if you try to contact me, call my cell phone because next Wednesday, starting
I
next.
don't have your cell phone number.
Oh,
Don't
yeah,
have
you do. I think you've called me before on it.
I called that number and the guy says, for the third time, he says, ma'am, this is not Kathy's phone. I said, oops. I said, I'm so sorry.
Okay, I'll send it to you
Okay.
because I'm going to be up at my mom's for a week
Oh, okay.
starting Wednesday.
Okay. Okay. Starting tomorrow.
No, a week from next Wednesday.
Oh, you'll have all my stuff long before that.
Yeah,
You'll
but I
have
didn't
mine
know about the
tonight.
blast.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll get the girls and I've heard from one of the gals. I've heard from Cindy. I just haven't heard from Nancy Waters yet
Okay.
as to whether they think that that's okay. So,
My,
Okay.
well, my form on committees, do you want to pull it out and do an e-blast? Or do you want to leave it in the Voice? You want to leave it in the Voice? Okay.
I think you need to.
'Cause
leave it in.
I sent 3 things this time.
I know, it's okay. It's okay. It's just after convention and you've got a lot to do.
Okay. All right.
I mean, we just have a lot to do.
Yeah.
So. And ADSOEF has 4, don't they? They need
They have
their own
They
newspaper.
have 3 articles, and then they have the
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. All righty. Okay. All righty. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I promise I will have the June article on time.
Don't worry about it. I just was checking.
Well, and you had to ask. You knew what the answer was going to be. No. All righty. Okay. It's 'cause I
Okay.
hate to write. So, okay. All
I
righty.
understand. I do too. I'm good at editing other people's work.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
good.
yeah, that you for sure. So that's good. Well, we need someone that can do that. So, okay. All righty.
Okay. See you Thursday
see.
night.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Night.
Bye.
Night.
That's right. I keep thinking this is only Tuesday. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's the end of the week. Oh, heaven help me. Okay. I see.
Are you done with me?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need to send my article to Kathy.
Okay.
Good night.
Night. Oh dear. Hi, Marilyn. You're muted, dear.
Let me unmute. There you go. I said hello.
Hello.
This was good tonight. Funny.
It was fun.
It was light. It was, if the young ones took it to heart, there were a lot of gifts given.
And we had 71. So
Did you?
I mean,
Okay.
this has got to be the way we do this. I mean,
Oh, yeah, you by far get more people.
I mean, we had 650 something, and with 71, we're over 700 now. So, and we've got 3 more left to go. So, I mean,
Yeah, and then
there's,
you've got Kathy Doherty, you said, with the puzzles.
yes, for May. That's not included.
Okay, that won't be a part of this then.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm thinking we were going to do 2 in May, but you know what? I'm about worn out.
Well, I can understand. I do. I do. I really do.
So I don't know whether I need to just suck it up and do 1 more for May and be done
Or,
with it, or not do any. No, we were going to do something with recipes, our favorite recipes, and then I didn't know whether I could end up doing a cookbook or or something. Give it
that's
to
a
them.
job.
I
That
know,
is a job.
but you know what? I'm an altrusa. Well, I haven't been for 2 years because I took a leave of absence, and I typed a cookbook with probably 125 recipes every year. So I mean,
Oh,
I've
you're
got
kidding.
I've got the I've got the format. It's ready. It's set up to go. So it wouldn't be
Be
hard.
hard. No.
It's just doing it.
One more thing.
Just one more thing. Yeah.
And I will get out of here. I want to know.
No. I read your article, and
Yeah.
I think there was a couple grammatical.
Oh, yeah, but I sent you a new copy.
Yeah, I saw that right before we started, and
Yeah.
so I haven't read that yet.
It's
Did
the
you
same, but I
change any of
corrected.
the content, have you?
No, I did not.
Short and sweet, exactly like it needs to be. Uh, boy, Kathy was, I felt so sorry for Betty. Betty had was started in, and then Kathy said, no, that's not what we want. Well, why didn't you tell her what you wanted in the first place? But anyway, so everything Betty did was not right, and she had to redo it, but I felt bad, but.
Well, I sent her tonight. I
Uh-huh.
sent her the new description, the liaison one we worked on. So I
Yes.
told her this was what it would look like after July 1.
Yep.
And so that was the way I left that one. Now, if you think that it's okay to send it, I will send her my script for the other.
Well, Norma is so good. She was, do you have a joke?
Do I have a joke? Well, I don't
Yeah,
know.
we
jokes.
decided it needed to be a little light. Kathy started at this is just going to be very relaxed. And then, of course, she started in, everything was relaxed until she started in on hers. And then it was Eileen. Oh, shoot, I'm recording.